All right, morning everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. Coming to you live from Houston, Texas. A little bit of a different background for you guys today. A friend was able to set me up, so this is awesome. Today is the day I'm going to start working out again. New year, time to get back into shape. And this is perfect for me, actually. All you need is a pull-up bar, and then they have like a push-up thing at the bottom. Mm, I need the water. uh, yeah, Houston was a lot of fun last night. And I think I'm staying here one more night before heading off to Austin. But I'll be in Austin the rest of the week. Maybe into the weekend, I might head back to Florida. Completely random. And after Florida, I'll just be texting, hey, who's got a good city to hang out in? Really need to shave my head again. Anyway, let's go to the charts. Let's see what's going on. Haven't looked at. I saw the price breaking 36,000 last night. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. But I believe it has pulled back a little bit. Let's go and find out. All right, it's going to be a little calmer today. I'm not surrounded by a million people, so we're going to take a quick look. As of February, I plan to make these videos very short, and then there'll be a private Zoom session, and those sessions will be recorded and posted over the weekend as one really long video for those that like the long-formed content. Is there a head and shoulders on the 4-hour? I don't know. We'll take a look when we get to the 4-hour. We're going to start with the higher level time frame. We'll see how we do on views today. Kicking off with about 500, 600 live. All right. So this is the big picture. This is the monthly chart. The monthly chart was on a monthly MRI top. And this month is, of course, a cautionary month. I don't like going long on months after the MRI top, as evidenced by the last MRI top we had. As you can see, we rallied all the way up, and that was the beginning of the bear market. Of course, because of this three, you can see that that was the third consecutive MRI top. And in all three of those cases, the MRI top candle was not the top. The top came on the candle after, before a pullback. The top came on the candle after, before a pullback. This one was particularly short. But then the candle after the MRI top, if it is a bullish candle, is a buying opportunity for me. It does create a challenging situation if the candle after the MRI top is a very, very, very bullish candle. And then it's a problem to go in the candle after because you feel like you totally missed the move. And that's because not every indicator or system is perfect. So these situations will, of course, happen. Wow, we already have a good question, I guess. Trying again to send a super chat for your courage and patriotism. My last attempt was blocked by Bank of America. Oh, man. All right. God's Cop, thank you. Looks like it worked. I like the profile image. Really cool. Thank you for the donation. Okay. So we're going to take a wait and see approach, and we're going to see how this month ends. Now, keep in mind, on a monthly chart, the Heikin-Ashi version is a lot more cleaner when it comes to the MRI tops. The Heikin-Ashi version created the high every time. Well, this one is debatable. It kind of beat it the following candle by $1. And this is not debatable. And the low was made on the MRI as well. So the Heikin-Ashi version is just a lot cleaner. So what does it mean if the Heikin-Ashi version is now significantly higher on current month than the prior month? The answer is I don't really know. This has only happened once before, and that happened. I'm not sure what. Oh yeah, that's the pullback part. Let me move this over a little, just so it's not in the way. That has only happened once before, back in early 2013, and you can see how much further we went after the MRI top candle. And this is one of the many reasons why I feel that 2021 is going to more resemble 2013 than 2017. But of course, in 2013, The price of Bitcoin went up 100x during that year. I'm not expecting 100x. In the 2017, the price of Bitcoin went up about 20x. I'm not expecting 20x either. I think we're going to have a 5 to a 10x overall move. And by the overall move, I mean the move from the breakout area. So from the top of this triangle, I am expecting a 5x to 10x move. So a 5x to a 10x move is approximately 1,000%. So 1,000% move is my maximum move for the year, which would put Bitcoin at a price of $150,000. That's my maximum. That's not my expectation. That's not my prediction. That is my upper level bound for the current cycle. Now, this can happen this year. This can happen by slowly into 2023, or this could happen quickly next month if all hell breaks loose in the US. So I don't have a time target for this yet. This is the price target. And my price target upper level bound for me is 150. I know for Wooly Woo it's like 300. Now, but for me, the upper level, a reasonable upper level bound is 150. And if we cut that in half, up to a 500% move instead of 1,000% move, that takes us to about 80, 85. Just right to the top of that trend line. If this happens by July, which right. Okay, that's the big picture. Now let's start zooming in. Here's the weekly chart. I still believe the weekly chart has a chance for 2 more significant weeks of upside. I don't think it's going to go that high. I think it's now unlikely to be at 60,000 in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But I am expecting an MRI top on a weekly. Now, we don't need to go higher to create the MRI top on the weekly. We can create the MRI top on the weekly with consolidation, because all we have to do to create an MRI top is stay above 33,000. So we can consolidate for 2 more weeks. As long as we stay above 33,000, we will make the MRI top, which means I would be looking for a 1 to 4 candle correction. However, if we do consolidate for the next 3 weeks between 30,000 and 35,000, I would, well, maybe hopefully a little bit higher, between 30,000 and say 33,000 and 38,000. If we consolidate around 35,000 and make the MRI top, I would now consider that as consolidation at the top, anticipating a breakout, kind of like what happened here, where we consolidated for quite a while. We consolidated just under $10,000 for a good 2 months. This is, well, I'm just going to use this first white candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I'd say 12. 12 weeks. That's 3 months. So we consolidated for 3 months under 10,000. And then the breakout above 10,000 was absolutely technically perfect. Like we went to 12,000, then pulled back to 10, and then took off like a rocket from 10. So the longer we consolidate around this 35, the more we replicate this environment. Well, it's not exactly the same because this came up from the low, but the longer we consolidate, the higher the chances that we're going to break out higher. Kind of like this. This is a good example where we went up a lot and then consolidated for 3 weeks with the MRI top and then broke out for another leg into another MRI top, which would really, really, really be nice. If we can consolidate for 3 to 4 weeks, there would be an awesome breakout early next year. Okay. The daily chart yesterday, I believe I said that I was expecting today to be more of a consolidation day. Today is a pretty important day where the next 2 days are really, really important. At the moment, I still believe that the low is in. I am happy I bought the dip yesterday. Now, I bought the dip at a lower price than current price. However, we are not out of the woods. I should probably turn the MRI on so you guys can see it. For those that are curious what the MRI is, it's called the momentum reversal indicator. It is my own mathematical formulas that are very similar to other people's formulas because you have to learn your TA from someone. And but I have added my own alterations to it. So it is completely unique in some aspects, while 80 to 90% of it is obviously taken from other work before I add my own alterations to it. So it's kind of how TA works. If you are gonna make something that works only for you, that other people seem to also like. I went all in at 20K, so I don't know what the commenter is talking about. I went all in right here at 19,500. So you're right. I did not buy 20,000. I bought 19,500 because I sold over here and then I went all in over here because I will always buy the breakout of an all-time high after the longer the correction from an all-time high, the more I'm interested in going all in. So this is a very important area tomorrow. Tomorrow's candle is, well, not tomorrow's candle. Tomorrow is Tuesday. So today is Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So Thursday's candle is going to be very, very crucial. So we are in the midst of a 1 to 4 candle correction. I am treating this as the first candle of a correction. Technically, we made the high here, and this was our first bearish candle, but this bearish candle was consolidation at the top. This was the first panic candle. So to me, this candle is the 1 to 4 candle correction candle. Now, I could have also said this is the MRI top candle, and this is yesterday was the first candle of a 1 to 4 day correction, but I'm not going to do that. I'm treating this as my first candle of a 1 to 4 candle correction. Now, I believe that the bottom is in, just like the top was in on 2 candles prior to the MRI top. And right here, I believe the bottom is in, but we can easily get a lower close. This was a very strong, very bullish close. I would not be surprised at all if we close the candle exactly the way it looks right now. And that sets us up for tomorrow's candle to be the final candle of the 1 to 4 candle correction. And that candle needs to show signs of a reversal. Because if we are threatening, we don't even have to break this low. If we are threatening to break that low, so what that means is if we are trading below $31,500, but not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. I think that was a movie. I would no longer anticipate a 1 to 4 candle correction. If we are correcting on the 5th candle, threatening to break this low with a new, 5-day low close. If we're basically, I'm going to make this line blue. This is going to be a very critical line in the sand, but I almost want to start this line here on the 5th day. So that also means I should adjust these arrows a little bit into the corner of that blue line, just for understanding purposes. If we are trading below this line on the 5th day, tomorrow's the 4th day, so the 14th of January, I will then anticipate a bigger dip. So I would slide this guy over, and this would be, and I can even shorten the circle a smidge. I would then be expecting a bigger correction that could even pierce this 50-period moving average. I don't think it's going to come all the way down to the 128. I think that's a little too far. But this blue line now becomes this area between this blue line, which is sitting at 24,000, and this moving average, which is rising fairly quickly. In 3 days, it will be sitting at 25,000. Between these lines is my new buy the dip, okay? And that I will only make that decision in 2 days if we are going below 31,500, and I have a high probability that we will close below 31,500. So this means it can't happen like very early in the day. It has to be happening in the second half of the day. But for now, I'm still anticipating this. I'm still treating my portfolio that this is the low, and the 1 to 4 candle correction, while it may not be over on the close, it is over on the wick. And tomorrow and the next day will make this very, very clear. Okay. And then I want to see one more run at a new MRI top. And this MRI top would be completely in line with the weekly MRI top. Now, as you can see, my weekly arrow goes all the way into the mid 50,000s. My daily arrow only goes up to 48,000. So there's clearly a huge mismatch because ideally I should be consistent. My daily arrow should go to the exact same number as my weekly arrow, but it doesn't because I have no idea if either one of these is going to happen, and I will adjust these arrows once we start breaking 40,000. If we start breaking 40,000 later this week, I would then be able to judge where I see my price target, but the time target is set in place because I would love to see a new kickoff to an MRI top. Also, those that are MRI traders, and one of my, this is a really neat, and we might actually implement this. So huge shout out to Zazo, who pointed this out to me a year and a half ago, like verbally at a conference in Malta, and I couldn't understand what he was talking about. And he understands the MRI very, very well, trades it as well. And he finally explained it to me in a picture, and I never thought about it that way, and I'll show it to you guys, and we might implement this. So this is the daily chart of Bitcoin, and this was the MRI top 3 or 4 days ago at 41,000. And he pointed out this is our 8th consecutive MRI top without a single MRI bottom, creating kind of like a superset. And I'm like, oh shit, that's interesting. We should definitely take a look at some statistics because the next MRI top on the daily chart, which I am already lining up with the weekly MRI top, this daily one is going to be the 9th consecutive MRI top, which could make it an MRI top of MRI tops, even though they don't have to be directly consecutive. This is a direct consecutive top from here. So that becomes very, very interesting. And Socrates and I took a look at this concept, but this really this is just a theoretical concept. I have no idea how statistical this is, but it would be curious to write a script, or at least for my developer to somehow like put a giant star or something on the MRI top of MRI tops, which would be really, really fascinating to me. Okay, let's go to the lower level time frame. Now, when I was going to bed last night, and it was pretty damn late, probably this candle already begun, we were looking great at 36,000. Just as this candle was ending, this candle started at 2,300 because I am 1 hour off from East Coast time. So yeah, somewhere around 2 in the morning and change in Houston, I was pretty much going to bed. So I was like, oh, great, 36. And then I wake up in Houston and I'm like, crap. And I was watching it go below 33 into 32 and a half when I was awake. And right now we're looking okay. So right now this looks awesome. First of all, this reversed absolutely beautifully on the 4-hour MRI. Now, just like with the opposite directions, you are only expecting a 1 to 4 candle correction. I probably should have said that yesterday. Now, if you look, if you're treating the reversal candle as the first correcting candle, which you clearly should, because this is obviously the correcting candle, the concept doesn't change. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4 candle dead cat bounce correction in the opposite direction. And then you reevaluate. So if we are about to start going down, and just like with the daily chart, if we trade low, if we start to close a candle lower than 32,000, I'm gonna turn very, very bearish based on a 4-hour chart, because this is a very critical support line, very critical, and you don't want to touch the support line again. If the price of Bitcoin is falling below 31,000 on any 4-hour candle in the next 48 hours, I become very, very bearish, looking for all the way down to 23, 24. This is how these support lines are supposed to hold. Look at this pullback. You crossed this support line. You never closed below it. You never even came back close to it. So I'm hoping that the current environment is reminiscent of this environment. Like, here is an MRI top that initially on a 4-hour candle, you would say, hey, this is a 1 to 4 candle correction. 1, so this would be the first candle of a correction. 2, 3, and 4, and you're like, hey, we're out of the woods. The 1 to 4 candle correction has ended, and we should be going into a new high. But we continued to go down. We almost made an MRI buy. We came very close to making an MRI buy. In fact, if I do a replay mode here, if I go into replay mode, and once the MRI loads, it's a lot of code there. There it is. You will be able to see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not what I wanted to do. Let's try this again. Replay mode. Let's grab this big candle. We're just gonna hit the slow play, manual play button. Whoa, so that big drop and pull back. Waiting for the MRI to load, but I'll get one more candle in there. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Almost had the same problem. Okay, there it is. MRI is still loading. There it is. So you should be able to see an orange arrow. Like the next candle should give you an orange arrow, I think. No, it never did. Okay. We came very close to making an MRI buy. And that's what I mean. When this correction goes beyond 4 candles, I am now expecting it to last significantly longer. But look how the support line held. In fact, these support lines have never been broken. If I now clean this up, maybe take everything else off like that. And you can see how every time this one was broken. That was the last time we broke one of these support lines. It was just barely broken. Wow, it was close. And this one wasn't even touched, wasn't touched. Oh, it was touched, sorry. Let me end this replay mode. And this one was touched twice in a row, which to me is a single touch, not a double touch. And I don't want to come close to this line again, because if we come close to this line for the second time, Bitcoin's in trouble, and it is going to go into the $20,000 region. And if it does, I would now be expecting this area for a full MRI correction, which also means that we're not going to get our MRI of MRIs. We're not going to get the MRI top of MRI tops. If we go all the way down and make an MRI buy, we reset the count. Okay, we reset the count. I think we have a lot of viewers. Yeah, we're at 1,700. Beautiful, guys. Like 2017 numbers are back. The FOMO's back. I love it. Okay. And this is now the resistance line we need to break. Once we break this resistance line, I think we're going to shoot to 50,000 in a blink of an eye. This is a significant consolidation. a beautiful resistance line right at consolidation. And this is going to be nice if we can get back there. I still like this as the low, and I still like this as the secondary low. We need to look at some secondary metrics. So the funding rate has completely reset. That is great news. The CMF is a little bit bearish, but that's a decent reset. So far, everything is pointing to 4-hour confirmation, higher low and higher metrics. This is very good. I don't have the MACD up, but that's okay. Let's go to the 1-hour chart. The 1-hour chart also has not a great funding rate, but decent enough, and it's close to resetting. CMF is still positive, and look, your RSI has been increasing since this divergence. I really liked this divergence. I'm sure I talked about it yesterday. That was very, very nice divergence with the RSI, where you have clearly made a new low, and which that should be red. And nope, red. And you have clearly made a new high. Well, a higher low, I should say. I'm just going to do this. Now we can kind of adjust that. Okay. So that was very clean divergence. And we went up. We took out the prior swing high, which is also important. Let me get some water, which is also important. Taking out this swing high is very important. And this is what makes me extra bullish. Oh, not to mention we're coming up on an MRI buy on the hourly in 40 minutes, which we may not get. This is the warning MRI buy. Looks like the low came in a few hours ago. And taking out this high was very good. I really like that. We had a new high close on the hourly and a new swing high on the hourly, both very positive developments, ever so slightly, but positive nonetheless. Okay, that's pretty much it for my Bitcoin. As you can see, GBTC is back above 38. I bought this thing near the bottom half of the bottom quarter of that candle yesterday. So I am perfectly okay with this. We are redoing my GBTC premium calculation with my developer, who is back, thank God. And hopefully it'll be something I can publicly share that is useful. And I might have to update it every month or so, but that's okay. Markets should be open. Oh, I still have the Ethereum charts. The MRI called the Ethereum on the dollar perfectly. Maybe I'll hold on to those for a minute before I stop talking shit coins altogether. Gold is still stuck at the bottom, not doing anything useful. The S&P is consolidating near the top, which kind of fascinates me completely because I don't understand how the market is so bullish considering the upheaval in the political environment. Twitter, I believe Twitter is dead. I believe Twitter banning Trump is the death of Twitter. Tone, Uber had a nice breakout. Well, yeah, people are starting to travel. Every flight, well, not every flight. My flight from the middle of nowhere in Florida to Houston had about 4 people on it. But other than that, every flight is completely full. So I can certainly see Uber coming back to life. We can glance at the Uber chart. Someone just said Uber is breaking out, and Uber is certainly breaking out. This is the weekly chart. You can see what happened to Uber the moment you break the prior all-time high and at the same time the resistance. Like, I'm a huge fan of buying the all-time high, but I have to say that very, very carefully because some people think that, for example, buying Tesla today is the all-in play on buying the all-time high. Yes, Tesla can make an all-time high this week, but this is not the kind of all-time high breakout I am talking about. I'm not talking about the all-time high breakout of last week's all-time high. I am specifically talking about the breakout of all-time high that on this weekly chart took a year to achieve. In fact, the all-time high technically took place a bit earlier, but for me, this is the green line. So the all-time high we are talking about was the February 2020 all-time high. And when did it break? Well, it just happened to break the candle after an MRI top. So what does that mean for me? For me, that means I would never buy. This is a huge conflict. This means that, I mean, like the MRI called this top perfectly. And yes, this is the weekly chart, not the daily chart. And what this means is I would be very, very careful. I'm not going to buy it right here. When would I buy it? I would probably wait for this green star candle. Sure, I'll be late, but I'm not wrong. This would be the candle, and only because my MRI would slow me down. And this would also create this triangle. So when I say I am the best trades of my life have always been the buys of prior all-time highs. And the longer it takes to break that high, the cleaner that trade is. So this was the trade on Tesla of buying the all-time high, not buying the all-time high this week over last week's all-time high. Like another example of this is this. Here's another example of breakout to all-time high after this is end of August all the way until November. That is a 4-month consolidation. At least a 4-month consolidation. And that's the kind of all-time high you would buy. This is the kind of all-time high I would sell. So I am actually not bullish Tesla at the moment. The time to be bullish Tesla was when it was breaking an all-time high that it hasn't broken in 3 to 4 months on a weekly scale. And of course, you can redo this on a daily scale as well. And it works in the opposite direction. The break of an all-time low is get the hell out opportunity, which is why Bcash continues to telegraph to you, get the hell out. So anytime you break the all-time low that hasn't been broken in years, which is what happened in the middle of 2020, that's a sign that this is garbage. And I don't understand why prominent people are buying into this garbage. Let's not name any names. Okay, so let's look at some Q&A. Wow, I'm really losing my voice now. So let's see Tesla on a daily chart. Let's see if we can get a daily MRI top in line with the weekly MRI top. And we do. Oh my God, I did not even know that. So here's wow. So on the 8th of January, Tesla was screaming sell. You had a daily MRI top, knowing full well that on Monday, you will begin a weekly MRI top. So this is my beautiful scenario of getting the hell out. Now, I wasn't long Tesla, but if I was long Tesla, I would probably be completely out, like 100% out of my trade. Now, here's well, I can't like make that line straight. Oh, that's because this is not a horizontal line. This is I got it. I know why. Okay. So what does that mean now? Well, now that means if I get a candle breaking this green line, I can now be bullish Tesla once again. However, I am also looking at the weekly MRI top, which means I should be expecting a 1 to 4 candle correction. I should not be going long this week, even if the daily tells me to, and I should wait for at least 2 more weeks and at least wait until earnings is passed. So I would not be long Tesla at any point into earnings. I would wait till after earnings and reevaluate Tesla stock. All right, let's look at what my moderators have decided are worthy questions. Hi, Tom, can you look at Wayfair? What the hell is Wayfair? Wayfair on the weekly chart. See, this would have been tricky for me. This is kind of like a buying opportunity, but I also know that the stock is grossly overextended. So I probably would have been a little bit cautious. I don't like to chase, especially stocks that have gone up from $20 to $270, $370, meaning that this stock has outperformed Bitcoin by 3-fold. So I obviously would not be chasing it. I may be chasing it after this first MRI top and consolidation because it's just so much cleaner than this one because of the way we consolidated. See, do you guys, trying to explain this, because I'm trying to make these educational. Do you guys see the difference of this candle with a green star on it breaking the all-time high. I'm assuming that's an all-time high. I don't know how old the stock is. Yeah, all-time high. Do you guys see the difference between breaking this all-time high after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of consolidation versus breaking this all-time high after a one candle of consolidation? Huge difference. At the same time, it's way overextended in a parabolic move up here than down here. So while this is potentially a buying opportunity, this to me is not a buying opportunity. Now, of course, hindsight is always 2020, and it's obvious for me to say I would never buy up here because look what happened then after. But you guys just have to believe me that this is how TA generally works. Now, you can also see the orange arrow right here, which means that this thing bottomed pretty damn nicely with the MRI as well. Now, had we broken here, so once again, the same concept being applied, this is consolidation at the MRI. Now, the moment we break this line, I am very bullish because I am, by breaking this, because the longer time it takes, the better chance we have at eventually breaking it. So going above this line, this is my like, holy shit, this is a breakout, time to buy this thing. It doesn't matter what the price is. But once we establish a slightly lower consolidation, I can lower my buying opportunity. And then we got the resistance line, so I can once again lower my breakout opportunity. But here's the best part. We went down and created a quasi MRI buy opportunity. So now I have an option to get into this thing significantly lower. Now, I have no idea what this company does, and whatever they were doing it absolutely terribly. And whatever they are doing now, they are doing it absolutely well. So yes, ancient history doesn't really matter. I just find this chart very fascinating. And right now, I am not yet bullish. I would wait for another green star. So right now, what I would do is, and I hate trend lines, but I can draw this trend line here, and I can tell you that we are now breaking this trend line, but I need another candle of confirmation. So to me, the break of this trend line is great. Actually, I'm going to fudge this trend line to the best of my ability in order to make it not be broken, because I don't want this thing to be broken yet, because I need one more criteria. I need us to make a new swing high. If we can go above this green line, I believe we will get another green star, and that next green star has a high probability of going to the all-time highs. But at the same time, I don't know what this stock does or what it is. Let's get rid of that. So daily look, beautiful. Look at that. Look at that on a daily look. So once again, you had an MRI top here. And by the way, those that buy the MRI, you get videos of me explaining this for about 5 hours. And next time it'll be a 2-day webinar. And you can see how we consolidated, but we never broke above the swing high nor the closing of candle high. We barely broke it. I can zoom in and you can see how we just missed it. And while this is a green star, you also have to use your judgment. And even if you got in a little prematurely, you have to realize that that was a mistake and you would get out on a stop loss. But that was a great exit for your swing trading strategies. And right now, I am bullish on the daily chart. But look, I'm bullish, but it needs to break this swing high. But it's close to an MRI top. So I would just stay patient. If I was not in this thing from $200 or the low 200s, I would not be chasing it here at 275. I would stay patient. I would wait for one more daily MRI, maybe watch it make a cup and handle, and then a breakout. Wow, these explanations are going on for way too long. All right, next question. What do you think? Oh, let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, it's doing great. I'm loving this. I'm still liking this as a secondary low last night. What do you think of the ARKG tone? ARKG. Yeah, so a bunch of my friends are buying into these things, and I'm not exactly sure why. And I don't want to, as much as I love telling my friends that they're being silly, they do know what they're doing when it comes to trading. Which one is ARK? I mean, is this like the Bitcoin, like the uh, TR Genomic Revolution ETF? I don't know what this is. But whatever it is, it's like they have the right list of stocks here. This is bordering on hyperwave. Jeez. Yeah, this is hyperwavy. I need to be on an auto chart. I think. Let's take the log off. All right, a couple of things are going on. First of all, it's an MRI top. So I would never buy into it last week or this week. So let's start there. It's also on a monthly MRI top. Thank God for these things, which means I would not be interested in this right now. I mean, this thing is just topping all over the place. However, on a hyperwave look, you have phase one, clear phase one, a little bit of a low-ish phase two angle, and a little bit steepish phase three, which isn't that steep. So if you put a hyperwave to this, it actually works. That's phase one. Should probably be blue, but this is phase two. You can almost do it from here. It's a little bit low angle. Not a fan of this phase two, but it's not bad. I can steepen it. I just can't close below it, so I can do this. That is a clean phase two. And a little lower, like that. That's a phase two. That's not bad. And currently we're in a phase three. And we might have just hit phase four. Yeah, interesting. I'm going to shoot this over to Socrates. So if this was phase three, and then this was phase four that was just broken. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. What the hell is it? ARKG. Always dangerous to Google. ARKG. ETF. What the hell is it? Innovation and advancements in modern medicine, healthcare. Okay, so it's a biotech. Yeah, it could be ending. Could be ending. And just interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's move on. I got actually, I might take a screenshot and shoot that over to Socrates. Unfortunately, I can't shoot it over to Tyler. I'm going to make this blue. Otherwise, I'll forget, so I got to do it now. Just want to get it fitted on one shot. Okay, got it. Now I need to take a screenshot. And I'm going to just shoot that over to Saw. Hey, man. Take a look at ARKG. What do you think? And do you think? And it's on a weekly and monthly MRI tops. All right. Let's see what he says. Okay. Let's move on. Damn, I have a lot of questions. Like, these are the kinds of questions we're going to be doing in private Zoom next month, probably, when I open. I just need time to like open up my subscription signups. Don't check out the daily Arun. Yeah, but on what asset? Sorry, man. It's been your question probably came in an hour ago, and I don't know what asset you're talking about. Google trends for buy Bitcoin lately is at 40. Wow. Let's go take a look. Google trends. I shouldn't use buy Bitcoin. I really should use Bitcoin. Bitcoin Google trends. Let's do that. So here's the Bitcoin Google trend. We're gonna go back 5 years. And wow, yep. This is interesting. Very interesting. We went up to 68. I don't know what that means, but relatively speaking, we were as high as 100. So this is how short-term bubbles are made. And as you can see, we hit this. We topped. We had that last push, and that last push from December 3rd, the week of December 3rd, December 9th, into the week of December 17, 23, doubled the price of Bitcoin. So you want to keep an eye on this last push. And I think that one more push is what's going to drive the ending of the current mini bull bubble. Now, this is the week of December 3rd to 9th. And if we go back to the weekly chart and we go back to the week of December 3rd, that is right here. This week. This is the week of December 4th. So as you can see, this is 11,000 and we topped at 19,000. So that last little push literally doubled the price of Bitcoin. And I still believe that one more push is coming. One more push is coming. Now we can check this. We can compare this to buy Bitcoin. Actually compare it to Tone Vays. And as you can see, buy Bitcoin is nowhere near as high as Bitcoin. So if we eliminate this and we only have buy Bitcoin, you can see that it is at 44 and the top was once again 100. This is normalized to 100. So that's what it feels like. It feels like we've normalized to 100. So we're at a quarter of a enthusiasm as 2017. Now, I would love to compare buy Bitcoin to Tone Vays. And remove. So as you can see, this is the search terms for me the last 5 years. And you can see, I guess that's I've been a lot more popular lately. So this is another metric on for me how to judge this thing. So the reason why there was a giant spike in November 18 to 24 is I'll tell you exactly why that spike in my name occurred. And that spike occurred. This might have been my interview with what's his name? What's that crazy guy? I like him though. Oh man, he lives in a van with tinfoil literally on his windows. Oh man, he writes that half-past human report. He thinks like every agency is out to get him. Oh man. Oh, what's his name? Come on, you guys know who I'm talking about. It's probably one of my most popular videos. Cliff High, yes, Cliff. Yes, Cliff High. Perfect. So this might have been my video with Cliff High. I got to double check the dates. But right here, this is, of course, the all-time high of December. No, this is February. Wow. Okay, sorry, that's February. There it is. That's February. So this is when people realized that I called the top of the last bull market. This is probably me calling that top of the bull market. So I don't think that was the Cliff High interview. But this right here, this is a very interesting spike. This is the mid-November spike. And the reason why you have that mid-November spike is because that is when I made one of my best calls where I famously shorted Bitcoin right here at $6,000, anticipating a monster crash. And while everyone was making fun of me because I shorted it over here in early October, and then I kept, doubling down my trade because I continued to trust in my triangle. And like when this thing broke, that's why you see this Google trend spike on my name. I'm not sure why this one showed up. That was May. I guess that was the breakout. I was bullish then. But right now, this is how I know the bull market is back. Okay. Enough narcissism for the day. Let's look at your other questions. Tilray. I'm sure everyone's smoking weed. There's nothing else to do. You're in quarantine. Tilray is looking really good. I really like this. Now, for Tilray, this is the weekly chart of Tilray. You can see how the MRI called the bottom very nicely, and it did a decent job at the top. But look at your last 2 weeks. Now, this is a little bit of an anomaly. However, this big white candle here broke the resistance line, and it also broke, though not on a closing basis, the prior swing high. So getting in anywhere inside this is just like a bit of an anomaly that had to do with earnings. You can see, some people had some bad information and then earnings wiped them out. So if we just ignore the existence of these two candles, what you have is the eventual break of the resistance line right here with the consolidation after an MRI top. So I am actually pretty damn bullish on Tilray right now. This is looking absolutely gorgeous for more upside. Unfortunately, the time to get in was technically last week. I don't believe it's too late, but I'm not going to take the trade. But I do like the bullish nature of Tilray. On a zoomed in look on a daily chart, this would have been a little bit tricky. I don't know if I would have rushed to buy on this particular candle because it did not cross the prior swing high candle. Even if I take this out of the equation, pretend that these two candles don't exist, this is a very weird gap. And this is another weird gap. And these weird gaps don't really allow you to cleanly enter Tilray. So it sucks. But it is what it is. Guys, you could be naming me stocks all day. Like, there's only so much time in a day, especially if I'm going to go into detail on these things. I'm not going to go into detail on this. I like the consolidation at the bottom. There's really not much further down this thing can go. Though I stand corrected. This thing can certainly go way lower. But whatever this is, I think they're getting out of their shithole. And unlike a shitcoin, I'm sure this company has actual clients and usage and business. So I do think that the break of this area is bullish. And if this stock, like, I kind of want to say if this stock breaks the prior swing high, but if it does, it'll probably get overextended. Unfortunately, this is getting close to an MRI buy. The next green star I get, I would be interested in potentially being bullish this name, but I am not going to trade it. I don't really trade single name stocks anymore. That's the daily chart. Quick, I'm not going to look at the 4-hour chart of some stock I never heard of. Beautiful MRI top right there on the weekly. The weekly chart does not look very bullish. Thank you, Ontario, for your super chat. Thank you, Daniel Patel, for your super chat. Can you look at Fuel Cell, Blink, and Tilray? Well, I looked at Tilray. I don't know what Fuel Cell is. And geez, stop. I don't know. This is weird. I'm not like I mean, the time to buy was the breakout of consolidation and the break of this resistance line. This was, and it's a green star candle. That was the time to buy. This is the time to get out with your profit. I would not short this thing. I have no idea what the hell this is. And I don't really have a comment. It's gone up too far, too fast. Even the daily chart is still bullish. It's going to come up on its daily MRI top, probably similar to this one. I mean, if you're holding it, I say start timing to get out before earnings at some point. But I would not be going long, even though this thing can be 100x by tomorrow. And Blink, probably doing well as well. They're very correlated. Very correlated. You can see the MRI top on a weekly. This is now bullish, but it's so overextended. It's another battery company, I'm sure. And the weekly chart is on an MRI top. So I would be looking to exit. I would not be looking to enter. And if you did not enter, back here when it was 3 cents, you are clearly an idiot, and you did not, and you completely missed out on all these gains. No, because there is a million assets out there, guys. I'm of course being sarcastic. There are a million assets out there for you to trade. And looking at hindsight, there was always an asset that was worth 3 cents that somehow became $300. Bitcoin is never the best performing asset in the world every year, because there is always some shitcoin or penny stock that just, like ZOOM, the fake Zoom. So there's always something that will completely crush Bitcoin's returns. And that's not because Bitcoin is bad, because you've never heard of these things until after they're already popular. So anyone that's hearing about this now will pile in and lose their shirt, because I see a weekly MRI top and I see a daily MRI top. Well, there was a daily MRI top, probably in line with the weekly MRI top, or at least a few days prior. So I would not be touching this. But I also don't chase. I don't chase. So I have a different style of trading. Okay, so Canopy. Well, these are all marijuana stocks. Canopy and a something. Well, flipped over. I can look at them, but they're not going to be that different than Tilray. Canopy. I think this is a cannabis stock. I don't know. I don't smoke. I don't really know the industry that well. I mean, it looks good, but I mean, the time to buy was when it was like bouncing off the support line. Or, I mean, this was a weekly MRI top. Beautiful. Right there. And I mean, I think it's decent now, but it's also gone up a lot since September. How much further can it go? Well, it can probably go pretty high up. This will probably break its all-time high. We finally broke the resistance line. This will probably go to an all-time high. How long will that take? I have no idea. But this is nice looking. It went up. It did not make any new lows, unlike our friendly shitcoins. And I think this will be fine. And ACB, I think I traded this at one point. Aurora Cannabis. Yeah, Aurora had some weird restructuring going on. This was a penny stock. It was like less than $1. Beautiful MRI buy. I mean, it looks okay-ish. The same weird phenomenon that you saw on Tilray. They're very correlated. I think it's fine. I know the company has a lot of problems, and they reverse split. So any company that has ever reverse split, you're supposed to remove from your trading evaluation. I don't trade stocks that reverse split. Reverse splits are a disaster for a company. The company is admitting that they're shit. No company should ever reverse split. And Aurora Cannabis reverse split right here. They reverse split 1 for 12. So this thing is really worth 1/12 of what it's actually worth. So I would stay away from Aurora Cannabis, but maybe if the cannabis sector starts doing well, they can right the ship back up. But beautiful top on the MRI right here on the weekly. So I don't know. It's up to you guys. The chart looks bullish, but because of a reverse split, this comes off my trading list. But that's me. I mean, you guys make your own trading decisions. All right, I can't keep going on and on. Let's take a look, one more peek at Bitcoin. We're doing well. I'm really liking this. This is my 1 hour chart. We did hit 36,500 last night, right before I went to bed. I was hoping to wake up in the morning to a $40,000 Bitcoin, but this is actually even healthier. The moment we can, this is my blue line of concern, but I also have, I can always move this green line down. Like, I would be very bullish if we take out this hourly close on a closing basis. And then my next level of bullishness is when we take out the resistance level. And my final level of bullishness is when we take out this area of consolidation. But it all starts with taking out the next swing high. And if we can take out this swing high in the next 24 hours, that becomes a very, very bullish look at Bitcoin. This arrow doesn't really make sense right now, and neither does this arrow. These arrows no longer make sense based on what has happened. I'm actually going to remove these arrows, and we're going to redraw them at a future point in time because they are no longer relevant. Okay, I will leave it here. You guys will have to go back to the beginning to get my daily take and my weekly take, but I guess I can do a quick TLDR. I still believe this is the low, and I will be proven wrong if on the fifth day, by the fifth day, we are still trending lower. If we get two more red candles, if we are going into a fifth red day, I would now be bearish short term into a lower buy the dip target. For now, I am happy with my yesterday buy the dip on the daily scale. And if we can reset and start challenging the highs later this week, I would be looking for a brand new all-time high, and that would be the first mini bubble top of 2021, with the bigger one yet to come, similar to 2013. All right, on this note, if you guys want to support, please check out tonevays.com. These are my educational videos. Those that are interested in the MRI, please go to products and services MRI, which I clicked on, but it did not go to. This is products and services MRI. And over here, you have all the descriptions. It comes with a video that teaches you how to use it, of course. And if you're going to be signing up for TradingView as a brand new user, please use my affiliate page. There's really not much else here. I'm wearing my Buy the Dip shirt right there. And that's about it. There's a free Learn Trading section. I should really update this. It's been a while. I did it like 6 months ago. Put in a lot of work into this. This is all free. Some of these resources may no longer exist, but go ahead and check them out. That's your free section if you decide to be a trader, which I don't recommend. All right, that's my disclaimer. All right, thank you all so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all on the next one. I will make the decision for unconfiscatable at the end of the month. Need to know if, the capital is still standing or it's going to get sieged again. All right, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. I'm in Houston for one more day, and then it's off to Austin.